Hi, welcome to week 3 of Intro to Business. This week we have really two topics we're covering. The first one is the role the government plays in our economy. And then the second topic we're going to look at is global trade. And again, government plays a big role in our trade as well. So this week's theme is really how our government impacts business. First off, don't be overwhelmed by the number of materials I've put up on the website. There's a lot of really helpful stuff. And you don't have to go into great depth in any of the articles to get the gist of them. First things we want to take a look at is how government promotes competition. And I put an example or two up there that show where the government plays their role in trying to promote competition. And we learned in last week's unit on economics that competition is good. So this is the government trying to help promote that. Second thing we want to take a look at is how the government influences the economy. And we see this really in two ways. One, fiscal policy, which are laws and policies passed by Congress. And the second is monetary policy, which is the actions of the Federal Reserve. The Khan Academy video that is up kind of gives you an insight as to how each organization or part of government plays their role and what particularly their role does. Then the rest of the material and the section on the economy is really how do we measure what's happening? And we measure the economy in a number of ways. Inflation is measured by the Consumer Price Index. Growth is measured by GDP, or our gross domestic product, as well as unemployment is a measure of how we're doing as a country. And there are a number of other economic indicators that will show up on the calendar link that I posted for you. There are even a number of unofficial measures which give us a pretty accurate estimate of things that are happening in the economy. Now, I put a note on there, don't confuse correlation with causation. Underwear sales are not driving a good economy, or Appalachian Trail hikers do not indicate a bad economy. They're not the cause of it, but there may be an underlying cause that is manifesting itself in some of these oddball indicators that show up. The second part of this week, we're looking at global trade and really trying to get an understanding of why trade occurs and what are the benefits of free trade. Does government play a role in helping free trade occur, or is government really an inhibitor of free trade? And there's a discussion in your book chapter on some of the protectionist policies and things that governments do on both sides of the trade equation that may make it more challenging. Our assignments this week will relate both to the role that the government plays in the economy and what type of effects that has.